Our friends at Pro Football Focus, and we know all about them, not listing Christian Gonzalez on the top 25 under 25 list. Well, they came out with a list of the most improved offensive lines in the NFL going into the 2025 NFL season, and they listed the Patriots as one of the 4 teams that have the most improved O-line. Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and I just want to say before we start anything, let's just take a deep breath, because last year was absolutely rough. And just take a deep breath. The Patriots, once again, have an offensive line. And what I mean by that, it's completely revamped. And we're going to go into all of the new assets that the Patriots have on the offensive line. But Pro Football Focus, they said this in their article, and they mentioned that Drake Maye was surrounded by one of the worst supporting casts in the NFL as a rookie. I mean, you saw it first. He was running for his life out there. New England was determined to improve that situation this offseason. The front office with Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel focused on the offensive line at the beginning of free agency by signing tackle Morgan Moses, center Garrett Bradbury, and guard Wes Schweitzer. And I'll be honest here. The Patriots, you have to protect Drake Maye. You can't just let him stand back there and run for his life. We saw specifically that last season, and we also see that with a lot of the other new quarterbacks that have come into the NFL, rookie quarterbacks like Bryce Young. He's always running for his life. Caleb Williams was sacked almost 5 times a game. It was unbelievable seeing him drop back and seeing the pressure get to him. And in 2024, let's just be honest here. They didn't protect Drake Maye. And I'll give it to Drake Maye. Sometimes he just has to learn to slide. He's always taking those hits. And I hope the coaching staff just gets to him. Hey, Drake, you don't have to take the hit. You don't have to bulldoze your way in. We know your size. I said yesterday that they should implement the tush push because Drake Maye's got the size for it. But you can calm down, Drake. A lot of the times you can just go in and slide and don't take the hit. Protect yourself. And I mean, last year's 2024 offensive line, the O-line was awful. Vidarian Lowe, Michael Jordan at left guard. You could honestly take the real Michael Jordan and put him at left guard, and you'd probably see the same exact results. Ben Brown, because David Andrews was hurt. Cole Strange came in, but we didn't see him until the end of the year. Mike Owenu. Demontre Jacobs was at right tackle. You have to protect Drake Maye. And that is exactly what they did in 2025. And we go back to last season. The stats, they don't lie with the O-line either. Pass block win rate, 51%. That was 31st in the NFL. Run block win rate, 67%. Last in the NFL. Pressure rate. They got to Drake Maye pretty much 40% of the time. 31st in the NFL, and the sack rate was 29th. You were bottom 3 in the NFL in all of those stats. That's statistically one of the worst O-lines you have ever seen. Historically bad. So when they brought in Mike Vrabel, Elliott Wolf said, you know what? I'm going to sign a whole bunch of new guys and just completely revamp this because this was absolutely terrible. I still can't believe Michael Jordan was on this team. Mike Owenu is the only returning starter for 2025. You added Will Campbell. You added a veteran in Morgan Moses. I'm so glad that this is so much better than 2024. It was historically bad. And you know what else is historically bad, guys? This sub-battle that we're going on right now. I went back and looked at the analytics from last year for Patriots Today. In May of 2024, we had 678 subs. This year, we're at 398, just about 400. We're probably going to get 2 subs by the end of this video. I hope so. Hit that big red sub button. So let's get back to it. Can we get to 700? I bet you 700 people that are watching this video right now are not subscribed to Patriots Today. So hit that sub button. Let's go back to just last year. And I love showing this picture because it just makes me smile. It makes me laugh. And I'm like, how did Drake Maye actually look good? You have 2 of your offensive linemen just turn the other way. Imagine if I'm doing my job right now and the camera comes back on me and you just see my back. That's basically what Drake Maye's doing right now. He sees those guys facing him like they're attacking him, not the Chargers in this picture. And if we go to his stats, still solid. 15 touchdowns. Only 10 interceptions as a rookie. 14 big-time throws. And the Devils' number, 6.6 completion percentage. I really don't want to see that. I do not want to see that. Wolf and Frabel made sure this offensive line is improved completely. Revamped, signed a whole bunch of players. And we're going to get into, I think there's one little spot that you need to improve. I also think that there's going to be a center battle in the offseason between Jared Wilson, the rookie out of Georgia, and Garrett Bradbury. I think that's going to be, it could be a possible center competition once we get into training camp. But if you compare last year to this year, the PFF grades don't lie at all. They don't lie whatsoever. But Darian Lowe, 54. I'll compare that to Will Campbell as a rookie. But Michael Jordan and Cole Strange. Cole Strange, we only saw him for the end of last season for a couple games after he was recovering from a torn patella tendon in 2023. Garrett Bradbury over Ben Brown. Mike Owenu, same guy. But Demontre Jacobs, your right tackle, one of your important positions on the offensive line, only a 38.4 PFF grade. Morgan Moses, way better PFF grade. I'm going to say this. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. It could be Patrick Mahomes. Hell, we could go back to Tom Brady. The offensive line is the key to the team's success. If you give a quarterback time to throw, they're in the NFL. They're going to find the open man. They're going to find their progressions. We saw in the Super Bowl from a guy that we signed in the offseason, Milton Williams. He got to Patrick Mahomes and made him look like Derek Carr. If you don't get time to throw, you're not going to be a successful quarterback in this league. And that's kind of what happened with Mac Jones. He had no time to throw, lost his confidence, and it was done. And now he's a backup in the NFL. Lose your confidence, and it's completely over. I'm going to ask you guys this. Do you like the Patriots' revamped offensive line? Give me a yes or give me a no. I know we haven't seen them on the field. We've just seen them in OTAs. But from the stats that you've seen, the PFF grades, the numbers, they don't lie. Let me know down in the comments section of today's video. Patriots, and we're going to go on about Cole Strange, still have a problem at left guard. And I'm going to talk about Cole Strange and if he's really the future of this offensive line. But before we do that, I got to tell you about the sponsor of today's show. And that is Fanatics. You can get yourself a Patriots tee, $15.99, $24 off the original price at $39.99. Let's do the math real quick. 60% off. Chatsports.com/Patriots tee. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. If you like Nike gear, if you love repping the Patriots, and if you want to support the show and support your team, get your shirts today. Chatsports.com/Patriots tee. Now let's talk about the left guard position. And they were flipping it around. They were talking about when Cole Strange was hurt, if Mike Owenu was going to be playing this spot. He's flipped around from tackle guard, and finally they're just plopping him in at right guard, thank God. But for Cole Strange, is this the last year for the veteran that we saw them draft in the first round a few years ago, which I have the video that I made where I was just like, who is this guy from UT Chattanooga? Cole Strange in his rookie year was solid. But then he started getting a lot of injuries. And he's been a disappointment, to say the least. When you're a first-round pick, you want to see him on the field. And we haven't really seen Cole Strange on the field besides that rookie season back in 2022. 17 games played, rookie year, first year in 2022. 2023, 10 games played, and then last season, 3 games played. He's just been a disappointment. And if you look at his pass block grades, like, yes, 79 pass blocking grade by PFF, but you only played 3 games. 57.7 last season. That's not good. This is a make it or break year for Cole Strange. The Patriots declined his 5th-year option. If he plays good this year, they could re-sign him. If not, bye. Bye. Just like Shaq Mason a couple years ago. And that's one of the free agent guards that's still available. So if you wanted to sign someone, bring in a little competition to find that left guard spot. Brennan Sheriff's up there. He's only played right guard, though. All of these guys I was looking, they specifically play right guard, but it's the NFL. You could plop them in at left guard, and they'd still probably be a solid player for the New England Patriots. I don't know if I'd bring back Shaq Mason. He's come and gone. I'm not about bringing guys back after a couple years. For me, though, I'd stick with Strange. When he's healthy, he's shown his potential. He just has to stay healthy. That's really all there is to it. They also brought in a new offensive line coach, Doug Marrone. We've known he has head coaching experience. And Jared Wilson, he has experience at playing the left guard position. You could put him in that spot instead of Cole Strange if he, A, gets hurt again, or B, just looks terrible. He might be going for that center spot, but the Patriots really, really like this guy. And if you watch the documentary of Forged in Foxborough, they made it specifically that they were going to draft Jared Wilson in the 2025 NFL Draft. So before we get out of here, I'll ask you guys, what's your confidence level in Cole Strange? Give me a scale, 1 to 10. 1 being you think it's done. You think the Patriots should just get rid of him. Or 10, he's going to be the starting left guard for the Pats for years to come. As always, don't forget to hit that big red sub button. Let's beat the Maye sub battle. Get to 700. Come on, guys. Hit that big red sub button. Subscribe to Patriots Today. And as always, let's go Pats.